As part of efforts to strengthen Kano State's tax system and make it more inclusive and citizen-friendly, the Tax Justice and Governance Platform, in collaboration with the Kano Internal Revenue Service, KIRS, has hosted a 2-day capacity-building and gender-responsive workshop aimed at enhancing the existing Grievance Redress Mechanism, GRM. Speaking at the workshop, Program Lead of Tax Justice and Governance Platform, Sadiq Mohammed Mustafa emphasized the importance of collecting disaggregated data through the GRM system.
Because of these 2 days, we are conducting a 2-day GRM capacity building as well as gender responsive workshop in order to ensure that the GRM system we are using, we include a mode of collecting disaggregated data. The GRM system is a system that was developed by the Tax Justice in partnership with the KIRS to ensure the grievances, inquiries, as well as the complaint of the taxpayers are being collected and assessed, and they are being addressed as necessary. And this is all in order to create a friendly and citizen-centered tax system in Kano State. And we have been particularly happy on how effective these systems are, because we have been getting a lot of positive feedback, especially from the taxpayers. And this leads us to start thinking ahead and start thinking innovatively. How can we use this system to generate data that at a glance can assist us in making informed decisions and come up with systems and structures that can help us eliminate future challenges without even them occurring? And we decide to do this workshop where we do it for 2 days. We start with the officials from the Kano Internal Revenue Service. We also start from market leaders, women groups, the media, and many other stakeholders, even the Joint Association of Persons with Disability. And this is just to come up with a particular framework that is gender responsive and also inclusive enough to consider other intersectionalities such as disability, social status, and others.
On his part, Ted Roland Anderkin from Taraba State Internal Revenue Service lauded KIRS's effort, describing Kano's model as a learning curve.
Most times, there is a gap between tax administrators and taxpayers. So once taxpayers know that their issues will be addressed by tax administrators through this avenue, they will want to pay because they know that their monies are going to the proper place and are channeled properly for government projects.
Also speaking, Mohammed Abba Aliyu, Executive Director of Compliance and Enforcement at KIRS, emphasized the critical role GRM plays in enhancing taxpayer satisfaction.
The role played by tax justice in terms of improvement of our state IGR is very critical in the sense that since the inception of this issue of GRM, that is Grievance Redress Mechanism, the role they played in trying to establish or in assisting us to establish this GRM unit plays an important role towards improving our revenue generation in terms of receiving complaints from various taxpayers to enable the service address such complaints.
Also speaking, Dr. Abimbola Abdul Rahman Lekki, Assistant Director and Head of Research at the Lagos State Internal Revenue Service, LIRS, highlighted similarities between the GRM model in Kano and the Taxpayer Service Unit in Lagos.
We know that in Nigeria, basically, tax administrators have a problem trusting taxpayers. But with the experience we've gotten from here since yesterday and what we're doing today, we see that taxpayers are now moving closer towards KIRS, and I think can only help improve government revenue. Once you increase education and awareness about these mechanisms, more people will come forward. And then you find out again that we also have work to do because, yes, government collects, but we still have quite a number of people not paying. And look at what we learned here today. So many people in the informal sector that should be paying much more don't even pay. It's also the same for Lagos also. So if the government is doing all they can, taxpayers should also meet their part and pay the taxes that they should pay.
Also speaking, Haliru Ahmed Khalifa, Executive Director of Transparency and Accountability in Totality, TINT, stated that the GRM conversation is aimed at strengthening the existing complaint handling structures at KIRS.
Within these 2 days, the main purpose for the GRM conversation is to see how we're going to strengthen the existing framework that Kano State Internal Revenue Service have, which is the GRM, and then we also develop some scorecard to be able to monitor the progress as it moves forward. So what we're having from yesterday to today is to see how we're going to improve the system around the grievance redress mechanisms. One of it of all the channels: Facebook, Instagram, emails, and of course the the numbers that you could call.
Chika Oko, Senior Program Coordinator with International Budget Partnership, underscored the importance of equity in taxation.
When we talk about equality, equality is a very good thing, and that is something we like to see in the society, because it means that nobody is denied access to resources or opportunities, whether because of their age or background or their status in the society. So everyone has equal access to resources, and that is what equality is talking about. When it comes to issue of raising resources, maybe for taxation, equality means that we have tax policies that applies to everyone. For instance, we have income tax. If you're earning an income, you should pay your tax. Nobody should, be allowed not to pay tax. So long as you are earning income, you should pay tax. Even though we should all pay our taxes, which is what we want, but then even tax policy recognizes that all hands are not equal. And so because of that, we have things like threshold in the tax system. We have things like exemptions, within the tax system. We even have scales, categories. If you are earning this range of income, you pay so percentage of your income as tax. So that is equity. So everybody is paying, but you pay according to what you're earning.